Hey everybody, Scott Hogan coming at you. We're going to be going over the new Titleist RCT radar capture technology golf balls. A lot of requests on this one. Finally was able to get them in. It took a while, even ordering them right when they came out. So we will go ahead and take a look at them. Full disclosure, did buy these myself. They did not send them to me, and there's no opinion that Titleist offers about the video. So let's start talking about them. So let's get into what the RCT golf ball is. So first off, it is your standard ProV1x. That's the ball I typically play, and I have the regular X's here, so I'm going to be comparing those. Very similar. One thing I noticed, I don't know if this is on purpose, they all have the number 1 on them. So that's just maybe this box. But when you open it up, looks like a standard Pro V. Got the alignment line on it so you can play with it. It does have a logo for RCT, which I guess is good because you got to know which ball is which. But that's pretty big logo right there. And, you would think maybe they could do something like they do with like the left dot or left dashes on the side stamp where it's just smaller. But anyway, that's not that big of a deal. So why is this ball causing a massive buzz? Well, what it is they have put a layer of metallic mesh basically inside of the cover of the golf ball. And so that is going to basically replace the metallic dots that you're using indoors to get your spin reads and things like that. So that's pretty cool because now I can just hit, all these golf balls and I don't have to worry about where I place the dot, what I'm doing. I can just go ahead and hit, and my radar unit should be able to pick it up, or so they say. So we're going to test that out. Now, other than that, that's pretty much it. It's a ProV1x. Everything else, the cover, everything else looks the same. It's just got that metallic, cover lining inside around the core of the golf ball. So that's what we're looking at. Now, I've had a lot of people, what am I expecting going in? And a lot of people have asked, do I think, this is going to work with Flight Scope? Because they did announce this really with TrackMan. And Titleist is, they're not, I don't think they're technically a partner, but it's like a pseudo kind of relationship type thing. And, here's the thing. It's a radar golf ball. It's not a TrackMan golf ball. So any type of radar unit should benefit from this ball. That is what I think going in. It is actually what it says on the box too. There is no mention of TrackMan specifically. So we should see the ball, the performance of the golf ball improve as far as getting reads. Now, when we go to test it, what am I looking for? Well, first off, I do want to make sure that the ball just kind of performs the same as a regular Pro V. I don't want this extra whatever inside to have any effect. I'm assuming they test that, but I don't want that to happen. 2, I want it to have better reads on the spin than the dot, okay? I want it to be a little bit more consistent at being able to pick up the spins and not having estimated spins, which then would give us better yardages to gap. The other thing that I want to talk about at the end is the price, and I expect these balls to way outperform the other alternatives, and that price is a big reason why. So let's do this. We're going to go through. We're going to test first. What I'm going to do is test a regular ProV1x without a dot. I'm going to put a dot on it, hit some shots, and then I'm going to hit some shots with just the RCT ball. No dot, obviously, because we shouldn't need it. So let's get out to the studio. Let's test it out. Alexa, turn on Golf Studio. All right, so we just went through our testing session here. So here it is. We've got the RCT ball, all its glory that we used. Okay, so first let's go through the numbers. What I did in the test is same as when I tested the other golf balls, right? So 5 shots, try not to hit too many balls. I don't want to get tired or anything, start losing club speed. So try to keep it as consistent as possible with that and then go from there. So what was I looking for in this test? One, I want to see, does it read the spin? Is it accurate, consistent, right? I mean, it's just those types of things, just making the unit work a little bit better as we go. So let's start it off. We're going to go ProV1x with no dot. So we kind of get a baseline of if you're using this unit with no dot. And so I hit all these shots pretty well. You can see the carries getting into the 170s, upper 170, mid 170s. That would be, I would say, a little long for me. And the reason why, you can see all the spins are italicized, so it did not catch any of those spins. So, and 4,000 is going to be pretty low in the 4s for a 7-iron. So, you know, again, I like the consistency of the unit. It's just not seeing that spin of the golf ball indoors. And I'm going to have a little note here as we move on. One thing I noticed as we went to having the dot, so we'll go to the X with the dot, is you're going to see a little bit some weird numbers. It only missed 2 of them. So when it misses, it's putting it in that 4,700 yard range. RPM range, I should say. And you can see I'm getting up over 170 RPMs. Now, I wanted to point out this second shot, which it says it read the spin at 3,300. I hit that ball pretty good. I pulled it slightly, which would explain why it went a little farther. But, you know, it's... you know, it was weird that it read it and saw that little spin. Okay, so I didn't feel like I hit that ball any bad or anything like that. You can see then we have shots 3 and 5, got 7,600 RPMs on this particular ball. Again, this is just a ProV1x with the dot on it, one single dot. And you can see the carries go down. I would say with where I'm currently at in my game, I would expect my carries with a 7 to be low 160s. That would be my, I would kind of hope for that. You know, it just kind of depends. My goal by the end of the winter is to get up into the 170s, but, you know, I think we're not there yet. So I would just, my own knowledge of my game just tells me that. So let's go into the RCT ball then, okay? So here's what we had. And so I left a couple of shots in on this one, even though you can see there's a couple more that I wanted to point out. So I'm going to point those out first. The first shot, you can see 132 yards of carry. It read the spin. I hit that ball actually pretty good, and I got 132 yards. So I thought that was interesting. And then shot number 4, I actually hit that ball thin. And it got 12,000 RPMs of spin. So just weird reads there. I'm going to chalk those up to weird reads as we're going through. But if I take those out, let's just take those out for now. Here's the 5 that we're kind of keeping and basing off of. You can see it did read every single one of the shots. As far as spin goes, it did do a pretty good job of putting some distances. I feel like, you know, and trying to judge why the balls are going different distances, I actually do think it did a pretty good job. 155 shot, you can see my smash was a little lower, so I didn't hit that ball quite as good as, let's say, the 162, which same club speed, hit it a little bit more square, there's 7 more yards. So there's something about smash factor and hitting the ball center. That's just super, super important. But the one thing I did notice too is you know, kind of hitting it a little bit right, that would make it work. You know, obviously that makes the ball go a little bit shorter as well. I thought the ball, actually, I'm pretty impressed with how it performed. I think it did a really, really good job. And it worked for its purpose, I would say. You can see we don't have estimated numbers anywhere on this. So from that standpoint, I got to give it to this RCT ball. And I'd heard from a couple of my buddies that are TrackMan owners that they got these kind of sent to them early. They were very impressed with how the ball worked as well. All right, so let's get to the part you would think, hey, I should be more excited and, you know, hey, this ball works and it's capturing all the numbers and all this stuff. And yeah, I think it is doing its purpose, right? The purpose is for it to work with a radar launch monitor, give you more accurate data and all of that. Here is the big caveat that is making me not so excited. This dozen golf balls from Titleist directly, shipped straight to my house, was $75. That's after everything. That is a lot for a dozen of golf balls, okay? You know, me personally, I cannot justify paying that much money on a regular basis for golf balls to hit in the simulator. I don't pay that much for golf balls I play on the course, you know? I'm looking at, you know, $35 dozens that I'm really excited about that play really well. You know, so, I mean, my thoughts are I could get quality golf balls to hit, or I can get, you know, a little bit better numbers as we go. So that's the big question with these is, all right, what you're investing to get the ball, is it worth the data that you're seeing? I don't know. I guess that's the big question. It depends on the situation. Maybe if I'm going to be wedge gapping, that would be a time where, yeah, I really would like to know this stuff. If I was doing a club fitting, I could see that, hey, I would really like to know this stuff. I could see it at a higher level, like, all right, hey, we're going to play with a tour player or a Division I college player, somebody that really would benefit from getting this dialed into the yard. That would be something that makes sense. But, you know, again, I probably would be doing that a lot on the course or in a different setting anyway. So I don't know. It's just when you put this price tag on this ball and the dozen, you know, is it worth it? I've already had friends, you know, hey, can we come over and try it? It's like, I don't know. I'm going to be protecting these like they're my kids that I don't have. It's, you know, do I want to waste these? When am I going to use them? It's a less durable ball. You know, it's a ProV1. They're softer covers. It's going to break quicker, that type of thing. So that's the big thing that's, you know, it performed great, but would I use it on a regular basis? I don't know, and I don't know if it would benefit a lot of people themselves in their game, right? To make the investment in this. I would rather, to be honest, somebody get like a perfect practice putting mat, which is like 2 dozens of these, but that's going to last forever. And I would rather see somebody do that where, you know, that's going to help their game. It's just something that I would think about looking at as that way. But if it's something you're not worried about, definitely worth, you know, getting them then, I guess, if you're not worried about it. They performed great. Awesome job from Titleist, you know, getting that goal accomplished. They did set out and get what they wanted to get done. It's just going to come at a price tag. So that's my thoughts on it. That is the RCT radar capture technology golf ball. This is the X. They have obviously the regular Pro V as well. So if you have questions about it, comments, I can do more tests, please leave those down in the comment section below. As always, make sure you click that subscribe button if you're not a subscriber already. And you know what? We will see you in future videos. I'm excited. Monday's got a banger of a video. I'm excited for it. So thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.